Everybody, and thanks so much for sticking with us here on KXAN News at Noon. We begin with a major update from City Hall. The City of Austin will be moving forward with a plan to build parks and plazas over I-35. This as the Texas Department of Transportation forges ahead on its massive expansion of that interstate. City staff at one point had said it would cost more than $1.4 billion for Austin to build all of the highway covers over this expansion that it really wanted to, and that at one point left City Council members split over just how much money to spend to start to connect East and West Austin near downtown.
Ultimately, they decided yesterday to commit $104 million to the structural elements needed for those caps. One will be at Cesar Chavez to 4th Street, another from 4th to 7th Streets, and a third from 11th to 12th Streets, plus 2 stitches in North Austin, which are some of those smaller plazas in this plan. Joining us today to dig a little bit deeper into all of this is Mayor Pro Tem Vanessa Fuentes. Mayor Pro Tem, welcome and thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So we well covered that several options were on the table when it came to this plan. Explain how and where we landed on this.
Yeah, for me as a representative of South Austin, it was important that we had a focused approach. And as you mentioned earlier, the first initial plan for the Cap and Stitch program was one that was super ambitious, nearly $500 million just to build the support beams. And what we decided on and what we were able to build a major consensus around is to be able to deliver on 3 of those park deck plazas in downtown area. And that I think is important because we have to balance the interests of all of our city. We don't want to sideline other priorities of Austin, whether it's North Austin, South Austin, or East Austin. And so I'm really excited that we're able to move forward in a balanced approach.
Now, there were 2 council members who voted against this and 1 who abstained from that vote. How do you balance some of their concerns with what this plan is moving forward?
Yes, well, the commitment we made, it was pretty loud and clear that we want to ensure that investments all throughout Austin continue to take place. We are coming up on a new bond package in 2026, so it's top of mind for me as the local policymaker to ensure that we are funding parks and housing and flood mitigation projects all throughout our city, especially in areas where it's most needed.
So much to juggle. Back to this project, though, we do want to look ahead. As we've noted, this money really only covers those support beams to hold up the parks and plazas. You guys actually still are going to have to figure out the funding for the actual covers and what goes on top, the things that Austinites will hopefully get to enjoy. So talk about how much those upcoming decisions were at play when making this initial investment decision.
Yes, such an important thing to point out. We only committed to funding the structural beams to support these deck plazas. What we're doing now is going to have conversations with stakeholders, particularly in the downtown area, to see how they might support this effort. We really need all hands on deck. We need the Texas Department of Transportation to also support this project, as well as our federal government. I mean, this is really a generational opportunity to transform our highway expansion in a way where we can reclaim that space for the public good.
And of course, decisions will have to be made in the future. There is a deadline for next fall for particularly the caps themselves, those plazas. Talk to us about how you all will work to figure out that next funding piece.
Yes, well, part of that is we want to ensure that we're engaging the stakeholders. We had a presentation from the Downtown Austin Alliance who shared with us a potential financing plan. Certainly the real work lies ahead, but we took that major milestone vote last night, but now the conversations and that hard work is still to come.
One quick question, a follow-up there. What have the conversations been like? We know there was a big question mark on that federal funding you mentioned a moment ago. Is there any update about whether some of that funding from the federal government will come through for this project just yet?
Yeah, we're in conversations with our congressional officials and with other cities who have also lost federal funding. This was a big part of our highway project. I know I've had conversations with TxDOT, the Department of Transportation, because ultimately this was an award. It was a $104 million grant award from our federal government that was provided to the city of Austin, and unfortunately has been clawed back, but we're still working on it and hope to engage our federal officials.
And what are you hearing from your constituents about their desires or maybe potential needs for something like this? What are they saying to you about that?
Yeah, for me, what I hear is that everyone wants to be able to get to a nearby park and all within 10 minutes and all within the method of their choice. And so I really envision a city of Austin where we can have quality parks all throughout our community. But knowing that this highway expansion project is happening in Austin, we're asking Austinites to endure 10 years of traffic and construction related activities, knowing that at the end of that we could have a deck plaza for them to get to is exciting, and one that I hope that we can deliver on.
Lots to still follow, but thank you so much for this insight. We know it was a long day for you all yesterday, so thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
We really